Magandang gabi, Kapamilya. As we end 2019 and look forward to 2020, now's the time to work on year-end tax planning. With the busy season, we sometimes overlook some of the preparation that we need to do.
That is true, Rob. With all the tax changes in tax laws, it's always good to know and understand those changes and how we can prepare ourselves for tax filing next year.
So, Ning, how do you say don't worry in Tagalog?
Wag mag-alala. Why do you ask?
Because our guest for tonight is here to help our Kapamilya understand the planning process related to their taxes and to let them want to say, Uwag mag-alala.
Nag-aalala ako sa iyo, Rob.
Yeah.
Okay, sa amin pong pagbabalik, we will discuss the change on tax laws with coming tax season, with the help of our guest. Diyan lang po kayo.
Kumusta, Kapamilya? I'm here with Donna Chan of BRE Bahay Co. Welcome.
Well, thank you.
Donna, we sell a lot of investment properties. San Francisco, Daly City. A lot of people have headaches, right, with managing. We use Mind Property Management.
We do. Mind is located in 16 locations nationwide, currently managing 8,000 units and growing as we speak. They're cost efficient, will take the headache out of any property managing, and with the new laws that are coming in effect, a lot of landlords are going to have a lot of questions and they'll be able to help them.
So if you have 1 unit, 10 units, and you want to eliminate your headaches, call us for Mind Property Management Services. So from Donna Chan and Rob, bye.
Hashtag Where Are They Now? It's about past clients na natulungan namin ni Rob. 2 years ago, nang mag-decide si Mrs. Tess Capistrano na mag-retire. She was 66 then and Mr. Joe Capistrano was 70. Nakatira sila sa maliit na condominium sa South San Francisco, paying almost $2,400 a month at HOA. They wanted to use the equity of the property to buy another house na pwede nilang gawing reverse mortgage sa kabila ng mga negatibong pananaw ng ilang mga kaibigan.
Natakot ako. May mga kaibigan ako sa bowling center na don't do reverse mortgage. Kasi mahirap ang bayad, mahirap yung ganito, maraming disadvantage. Pero nung nakausap namin si Ning at saka si Ram, naging maliwanag sa amin lahat kung ano ang reverse mortgage.
We were able to get the highest and best offer sa South San Francisco home to pay for the Sacramento property na halos doble ang laki at mas bagong property. After 2 years na pagtira sa Sacramento ng walang binabayarang mortgage, they have decided to sell the property to move closer sa mga apo nila sa Roseville, California. Ang maniwala sa sabi-sabi, walang bait sa sarili. Ang mag-asawang Capistrano ay matapang na hinarap ang buhay retirado at patuloy na ini-enjoy ang lumalagong pamilya lalo na sa piling ng mga apo. Ninggiron po para sa hashtag Where Are They Now?
Welcome back to Keeping It Real with Rob and Ning. Let's talk taxes with our guest tonight, Joe Rogers, CEO of Federal Direct. Joe, thank you so much for flying in from Indiana.
Thank you, Joe.
Hey, no problem, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Well, let's start from the beginning, okay? We're getting ready for taxes. You know, what should we look for? What should we plan for?
Well, you know, honestly, things have really changed since the big tax law changes here last season. We don't see folks really bringing in the shoe boxes full of receipts for itemized deductions. It's much tougher to itemize now.
Oh.
So we really kind of suggest people are bundling their itemized deductions, such as charitable donations. Look at putting them heavily in 1 year as opposed to spreading them out evenly year after year after year, because it's harder and harder to get into those itemized deductions. You know, we really also look at folks maybe identifying if they're self-employed, what type of business entity are they in?
Right.
Now there's some big questions out there with lower tax rates and qualified business income deduction for self-employeds.
But you know, we have a lot of clients that are investing in real estate. You know, are there some things they should look at if they're investing in real estate?
Absolutely. that qualified business income deduction that I mentioned, you know, that can really apply to the real estate profession as well. So investment property, you need to make sure that you meet the requirements to get that deduction, and that it has a December 31st cutoff for meeting the hours of work to get that qualified.
Yeah, we were
So-
talking about that offset. That's
Right.
the 20% off the top reduction of income,
Exactly.
right? So that's a huge,
Very, very
yeah,
nice incentive. You definitely want to try to get that if you
absolutely.
can.
Yeah.
So just a very quick, because you know, like what Robert said, marami tayong client na they own real estate and it's a rental property for them. So what are the things that we can deduct when
Sure.
we have an investment property?
Well, you know, investment property is a lot like your typical small businesses. Your income coming in is usually just typically rent coming in the door.
Right.
Depending on who's paying all the utilities, maintenance, repairs, you've got standard depreciation in there. You know, usually when you have turnover, there's a lot of those additional costs that
Sure.
really come into play.
Right.
So those are all deductible, but this 20% that Rob's talking about, that's really on top of all of those.
Yes.
So would you say that with the new tax code, there's a real incentive to invest in real estate?
More so than before.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is new.
That's good. Now let's get to entities, right? So there's also some reform in taxes for entities.
Sure, sure. So generally tax rates went down for individuals, but there's a lot of talk out there about the corporate tax rate as well going down. So before I could talk to someone who's a small business, and really going to a C Corp wasn't common.
Right.
Now you've got some real choices to make, and you've got to sit down, look at the numbers to really be able to make the best choice for yourself.
So just make some clarification para sa ating mga viewers, right? So when we say po entity, that means that we're not filing yung ating return using our social security number. Meaning, meron po tayong entity na meron siyang sariling tax ID number na yun ang magpa-file ng tax return.
Yeah, and just finally, I
Operators.
want to talk about liens because that's big because a lot of people are getting into tax debt, as I call it, which is getting behind with taxes.
Sure.
So when that happens, I think their properties and sometimes their wages, get affected by that.
Absolutely.
Can you share a little bit?
You know, typically what we see is when the IRS is looking at you, let's say you owe them money, depending on what you own is what they're limited to going after. So depending on the assets that you own, whether it's rental properties, how you own those properties determines where they're going to look. And if they don't have any assets to go after, the next thing they look at is your paycheck. So that's
So they garnish.
very difficult for
So
them.
if someone comes in and they are being garnished, can you get them off garnishment?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's a very common misconception that once you're in that cycle, it really is an endless pit. And the biggest thing you got to do is talk to the IRS. You need to make sure that your tax picture is complete. So I typically suggest talking to a professional and then getting on a payment plan, identifying that everything has been filed, it's accurate, you agree with it as it's filed, and then addressing that with the IRS.
Yeah, now with your position, you can represent people all over the country?
Correct. Yeah.
Wow, nationwide.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
anyone
fantastic.
that has, say, tax issues,
Yeah.
right?
Correct.
You can represent them.
I think the other thing to remember is not to be afraid of the IRS,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
It's just communication,
Absolutely.
right? And there's always solutions.
The worst pit you can get into is avoiding them
Yeah.
and not responding.
Right, right. Well, Joe, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a lot of information.
great information.
Yeah, great information.
Sure.
Cap Amelia, if you have any more tax questions, call us at 888-860-9530, or you can visit us online.
Or go to our website po and schedule yourself for a free consultation with either Robert or Ning or Joe.
We'll see you again next Friday for more of Keeping It Real with Rob and Nee. Good night.